Hello students, today we are doing the second session for our first chapter, Maps and Globes. Last week we had an introduction. We learnt about globes and why we prefer using maps to globes. Now you will be learning about wall map, atlas, political map and physical map. In elements of a map, you're going to learn about directions, scale, color and symbols. So let's start a session with this question. What is a map? A map is a drawing of the earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface such as a sheet of paper. But children, you cannot flatten out the earth's surface and show it accurately. So there are some errors in the shapes and sizes of land masses in maps. Maps can be drawn to show the whole world, a single continent, a country, a city, your neighborhood, and even your school. So they can be drawn in any size. The larger the area covered by a map, the more will be the errors in it. For example, a map of your neighborhood can be drawn accurately. Why? Because it covers a small area. But a map of India or a map of the world will have errors because they cover very large areas. Now let's talk about a wall map. A wall map of the world can be several times its size and shows many more details. It can be easily rolled up or folded and carried. Now here, as you can see, an atlas. A book of maps is called an atlas. Now children, if you have this book, you can turn the pages of your atlas and look at the different maps in it. So you will find that there are several types of maps in it. For example, political map. Now, these maps showing boundaries of the countries, states, and important cities. Now, as you all know, a country, India, shares its borders with some other countries. For example, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, right? In the same way, children, we live in the state of Maharashtra. So Maharashtra also shares its borders with some other states. For example, Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Goa. Okay, so this political map shows boundaries of the countries, states, and important cities. Maps showing natural features of the land, such as mountains, rivers, plains, hills, known as physical maps. Maps showing crops grown or minerals found in various places, as well as rainfall in different areas. Now, this atlas also has maps showing roads, railway, and airline routes. Now, here comes a second important point, that is elements of a map. Maps consist of certain elements, for example, directions, scale, color, and symbols. So these elements are used to give us different bits of information about the map and the area it covers. Once we understand these elements, we will be able to use the map better. One of the most important elements of a map is direction. There are, as you know, 4 cardinal directions, that is north, south, east, and west. So usually maps are drawn with north at the top. Most maps indicate north with an arrow marked N. So if you know where north lies, it is very easy to find south, east, and west. If north is at the top, then south is at the bottom. East is to the right and west to the left. Now, here, northeast lies between north and east. Northwest between north and west. Southeast between south and east. And southwest between south and west. Second important element is scale. A map rarely shows the actual distances between places. So distances are shrunk so that the area being mapped can be fitted on a piece of paper. To be able to do this accurately, maps are drawn to a scale. So let's understand what is a scale. The scale of a map is the ratio between distance shown on the map and the actual distance on the ground. For example, the actual distance between two cities may be 100 kilometers, but on the map, it may be shown as 1 centimeter. Then the scale of the map is 1 centimeter is to 100 kilometers. On such a map, an actual distance of 500 kilometers will be shown as 5 centimeters. Okay, so basically this linear scale means what, children? It is a special kind of ruler on the map that is divided into equal units of distance. Certain standard colors are used in maps to show features such as oceans, seas, mountains, plains, etc. Okay, so water bodies are always shown in blue. Mountains and highlands are shown in brown and yellow. Plains and lowlands are shown in green. To make it easier to show features and places on a map, certain standard symbols are used in maps. A symbol is a shape or sign that is used to represent something. For example, to show a church on a map, we can just put a cross at that spot instead of writing the word church there. So, symbols make it easier to read and understand maps. Once we are familiar with this, understanding a map becomes easier. So children, what did you learn from both the sessions of this first lesson? So let's recap what we learned so far. Maps are much more convenient to use than globes. Different types of maps are drawn to study different things. Usually, maps are drawn with north at the top. A map is drawn to a fixed scale. The scale of a map is the ratio between distance shown on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Standard colors on a map are used for different features, and standard symbols make understanding of maps easier. In the last session, questions related to globe were asked. Now, you're going to write the answers to the questions related to the map. So here are your questions. So children, go through the lesson and write the answers properly. Thank you, students.